He was not famous. He was not powerful. He did not have enemies. Freddie Carlos Gray, Jr. was 25 years old, and on a cold April morning in Baltimore, he left his house to buy breakfast. That is how ordinary this story begins. Freddie grew up in the Sandtown, Winchester neighborhood, one of the poorest places in the city, a place where children learned early how to recognize sirens before they learned how to spell. When Freddie was a child, he suffered a severe lead poisoning injury. Doctors said it damaged his brain. From that moment on, he struggled in school. He struggled to concentrate. He struggled to remember. But his family said something else about him. They said he was gentle, quiet, polite. They said he avoided trouble. And most important of all, Freddie had a long history of medical problems. His spine was weak. His legs were fragile. He had been hospitalized many times for injuries to his back and neck. His family knew one thing very clearly. If Freddie Gray was ever hurt badly, his body might not survive it. On April 12, 2015, Freddie saw police officers in his neighborhood. He ran. Not because he was dangerous, because in Sandtown, running from police was a habit. The officers chased him. They caught him. They searched him. They found a small knife, a legal knife. But they arrested him anyway. They placed handcuffs on his wrists. And then they did something that would change everything. They put him into the back of a police van, without a seatbelt. Inside that van, there were no cameras, no witnesses, no recordings, only silence. What we know comes from fragments, from police reports, from radio calls, from timestamps. The van made 6 separate stops. At the first stop, Freddie was screaming. He asked for help. He said he could not breathe. At the second stop, another officer saw him. He was lying on the floor of the van. He could not sit up. He could not hold his head. At the third stop, the van did not go to a hospital. It went to pick up another prisoner. Freddie was left on the floor, still without a seatbelt, still screaming. At the fourth stop, his voice grew weaker. At the fifth stop, he went silent. At the sixth stop, an officer finally called for a medic. When they opened the van doors, Freddie Gray could not move. His spine was almost completely severed. Doctors would later say his neck was broken in 2 places. His spinal cord was nearly destroyed. They called it a catastrophic injury, an injury usually seen in high-speed car crashes, falls from tall buildings, violent impacts, not from simply sitting in a van. Freddie Gray fell into a coma. For 1 week, his family sat by his hospital bed. Machines breathed for him. Machines fed him. Machines kept his heart alive. But his brain was gone. On April 19th, 2015, Freddie Gray died. Then the city exploded. Protests filled the streets. Buildings burned. National Guard soldiers arrived. The world demanded answers. 6 police officers were charged. The state's attorney said, Freddie Gray's death was a homicide. And for a moment, it felt like justice was coming. But slowly, one by one, every case fell apart. One officer acquitted, another case dismissed, another dropped, another cleared. In the end, not a single officer went to prison. The city paid Freddie's family $6.4 million. But money does not walk. Money does not breathe. Money does not come home. There is one final detail most people never hear. When the medical examiner listed Freddie Gray's cause of death, they did not list a beating, a weapon, a fall. They listed something else. They listed failure to provide proper medical care. Which means this: Freddie Gray may not have died from what happened to him, but from how long it took anyone to help him. He was 25 years old. He went out to buy breakfast, and he never came home. Now Reveal Zone asks you, do you believe Freddie Gray's death was an accident or something the system quietly allowed? At which moment do you think his life could still have been saved? Should failure to provide medical care be treated as a crime? Share your thoughts in the comment section. I read every single one. Your voice matters. Your opinion matters. And together, we keep the conversation alive. Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and share.